aka brief video on Aikido responses to conflict. So I'm standing here sitting on a cliff by the edge of the Dead Sea at night. You can't even see it, but I'm doing an Aikido seminar with Mark Kessler and Cassidy, both of whom talk about this. So I'm indebted to them. You know, it's part of the wider Aikido tradition, but they've really brought it forward. These guys have other Aikido extensions people as well, like great Don Levine. So an Aikido response to conflict, normally when we're faced with a conflict, would be a physical conflict, a verbal, you know, insult, whatever, we go into fight or flight response. So most basic forms of response to conflict are fight or flight. You could also add freeze, and then with time this fold, which is kind of learn helplessness, collapse. So yes, they have a certain adaptive quality. These aren't completely useless. They are also problematic, particularly in the modern context. You know, we're not killing saber-toothed tigers anymore. If your wife gives you a dirty look, or your boss you know, criticizes you for a piece of work, you're not going to kill him or run away. Yeah, this is not very smart, yet we still respond from that kind of lizard brain. The neocortex kind of gets reduced in efficacy. Our compassion, creativity and intelligence goes down. Bad move. So what else could we do? Other responses we could, after that, how could we evolve that response? Well, there's a way of being kind of like getting your shit together. Yeah, we could kind of, you know, centering ourselves. I heard Patrick talk about being unified earlier. So a way in which we can manage ourselves. So we manage this fight-flight response, but we're still kind of coping. We're coping with the stress, and it's a way in which it kind of cuts off from relationship. There's like, I got my shit together kind of quality to it, which is better than just panicking or freaking out, right? But it's still pretty limited in terms of creativity and relationship. Though we've reduced some of that really basic, hardcore fight-flight stuff. Okay, so that when people call it centering, sometimes that's just what they mean. It's very basic. Then we can talk about relaxed responsiveness. So at this point, not only is our shit together, but we can listen, we can adapt. There is some degree, I'm missing a few stages here, but there's some degree of responsiveness in this. So it's not just that I'm centered, not just that I'm coping, but I'm also listening to it's not just like a rock. There's some degree of like, oh, sensitivity, I could go with this, I could agree for a while, I could listen, I could redirect. So from that place of listening, the evolution becomes, okay, we can actually start leading at that point. Yeah, leading at that point. So if I'm listening, I can be leading. There's still very much like a dealing with it quality to this. Yeah, there's still like, okay, it's pretty clever dealing with it, it's kind of sneaky dealing with it, but it's dealing with it. So this might be being a bit manipulative, for example, might be the equivalent, or being, you know, like the super relaxed yoga teacher who's very calm and nothing really bothers them, and there's at least some responsiveness to what's being said. So we're out of the realm of kind of preconditioned responses in the first instance, like evolutionary, historical, into a little bit more listening now. So I think this actually evolves then from simply being calm into actual presence, actually being really present, being listening, and being creatively responsive. It's not so much at this kind of stage of evolution, it's not so much like I've got a plan and I'm going to listen and redirect you to where I want. It's a listening to what the moment requires. This can sound a bit abstract, I appreciate it. This is improv. If you think of improv, you know, really good joke, really good sex. It has this quality of listening and responding appropriately in the moment, completely honestly, authentically, and really absolutely adapted to that circumstance at the time. And in this response, we're not reacting, we're not even responding. There is simply response. And you know, we can talk about kind of higher levels above this as well. It really starts to get a little bit abstract from there. We can talk about actually, you know, any incoming pressure actually strengthening yourself and the relationship. Yeah, so just being like, wow, you know, a hit that just creates energy. And I've had that experience, you know, when I've been attacked and I've been really on my game. It's just been like, wow, cool, you know. Or I remember verbally being attacked. This Russian girl was like, I don't like your shirt, you're on dates, just insulted me. And it wasn't that I managed, it wasn't that even I responded appropriately by, I don't know, ignoring it or making a joke or whatever. It was like invigorated me, invigorated the relationship, and yeah, there's a different quality to that. And these upper levels of response, as I said, it's more like pure action. It's that joke that really hits the perfect timing. It's when you see something in sports that isn't just it's not just like the guy's got skills, that he's doing the skills, because the ego is still involved with that. It's this transcendent quality of something just happening. And this gets difficult to talk about, but if you've done anything kind of in a flow state at a high level, you know what that is. So this is when I say the evolution of response. This is all possible. We have our ups and downs in any day, and Of course, as we get competence in a field, hopefully we're increasing our ability. But this is trainable for skills like centering, skills like actually practicing working with pressure and stress, whether it's improv comedy or Aikido or whatever. We can actually get better at that. And then, we have bad days, we go back and we come back to it. So yeah, evolutionary response, Mark Kessler calls it. Aikido responses to pressure and stress, though a lot of Aikido isn't as evolved as that. Intelligent response, compassionate response. There's lots of ways to talk about it, but